You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
We heard about the priest getting hit with pepper balls, right? We saw that video and all that. Now, he did an interview, so I do want to share that with y'all, okay? He did a couple interviews, but this one specifically, let's talk about
Agents used tear gas while taking a man into custody in Albany Park over the weekend. The Sun-Times reports it happened at the corner of Wilson and Sawyer yesterday afternoon. Dozens of people took to the streets. A recent court order requires agents to issue 2 warnings before using riot control weapons. Witnesses said they heard no warnings. The weekend incident comes after a pastor was pepperballed last week at an ICE protest in Broadview.
That pastor was David Black. He joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor.
So, Pastor, take us back to that evening in Broadview. What made you decide to go that evening, and what was happening leading up to ahead of being pepperballed?
I felt called in that moment by the traditions of my faith to minister to those who were persecuting peaceful protesters and people who had gathered to pray, to sing songs of liberation, and to call for the release of our captive neighbors. So I stepped forward and I prayed for the ICE officers who were standing on that roof, and I called them to repentance in very traditional Christian language, inviting them to believe the good news and to enter an altar call to come and leave behind what they were doing.
Yo. They shot at him multiple times. I just saw that. Did you see that? Keep watching the dust kick up from down below. He was hit multiple times. It wasn't just one time in the head. They were missing. They missed. They were aiming at him, but missed. Look at him. He kind of flinches because they're shooting at the guy.
Officers who were standing on that roof, and I called them to repentance in very traditional Christian language, inviting them to believe the good news and to enter an altar call to come and leave behind.
That's insane. That is insane. Arms open. Okay? He's just sitting there, you know, with arms wide open, right? And he's doing his praying. Oh, that's all he's doing. Clearly unarmed. It was 4 different times, y'all. I didn't see that the first time I saw that video. I saw only one time, bang in the head, and I thought maybe it was a mistake. Like they aimed. They meant to hit one of the other protesters, but they missed and they hit him in the head. No, they aimed straight at him 4 different times while he is just trying to prey upon them. That's insane. That's insane. But let's continue.
What they were doing. And as I was praying audibly to them, they opened fire on me and shot me twice in the head, another 5 times on the body at least. Parenthetically, the manufacturer of pepper balls says on page 4.1 of their safety manual that pepper balls shot at heads, necks, spines, and other sensitive areas can be deadly. And so I wonder about the training of these ICE agents, and I wonder about their intention.
DHS says that protesters were blocking federal vehicles. Did you happen to see that? Not that that excuses what we saw in that video, but what was your... Were protesters blocking ICE vehicles and preventing federal officers from doing their jobs?
When I arrived, that was not happening. And you can see in the video where I was standing was not blocking any ICE vehicles. A few minutes later, ICE agents flooded into the street. I was disabled on the ground, being helped by medics. And there's a video that shows an ICE truck coming out at that moment. But instead of ordering us to disperse or giving us a warning, they shoved us down, slammed protesters into the concrete, and maced us with so much mace, so much chemicals, that I was drenched. My denim jacket, my jeans, my long underwear were drenched by the amount of chemical weapons that they were deploying against me and others.
Okay, let me just say this. That, and hopefully I'm not frozen right now, but what I think is very, very jacked up about this is that, let's be real, this is a priest, okay? He's Reverend David Black, pastor. He was out there peacefully protesting. This is not somebody who is being an agitator. This is not somebody who is out here doing anything bad. I'm just saying, real talk. You could look at all the other protesters out there and be angry at them and shake your fist at them however you want. But when you see something like this and you see it live in Technicolor, okay, in 4K, where he's just literally preying upon them. Here's my prayer to you guys, to you ICE agents. This is specifically to you, because you do not know what you do. You know not what you do type thing. And instead of them telling him like, please, sir, please, Father, move over. Please, Reverend, can you step over to the side? Bang, bang, bang. That's crazy. And extremely sad, because he doesn't deserve that. Then also on top of that, the fact that he's saying, yeah, we got attacked bad. Military grade mace, peppers, them damn pepper sprays. Okay? That's insane. Okay? That's insane. But this is also, we've seen countless videos where people are peacefully protesting. They're saying what they're saying, and then they're getting sprayed in the face with military grade pepper spray. Real talk. These ICE agents and these, you know, the cops that are out here, first off, they ain't playing. But I also think that they are ruling with a very, 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 very overly heavy fist. That's what I think. Okay, I get it. Some people out here acting a fool. Get them mother lovers. If they're not peacefully protesting, get them off the damn street, right? Take them out. Do what you need to, well, not do what you need to do, but you know what I mean. Detain them, arrest them, get them off the streets. But when you got somebody like this, who's just sitting there peacefully protesting, praying over these people, this is not how you do it. It's just not how you do it. And then at the end of the day, this is images that are being put out here that are showing, giving ICE a bad look, right? When all they want to do is like look cool, descending from Black Hawks and detaining everybody in slow-mo with rap music playing in the background. You see what I'm saying? This doesn't help with their brand, because now they got branding. It's insane, but that's real.
And I just want Chicagoans to be thinking about, if this is what they're doing to pastors and to journalists and to teachers and to mothers and to elders who are gathering to sing and to pray outside of this facility, what might they be doing to our neighbors who are behind those walls? And this is a moment for Chicago to come together in solidarity, and I'm so proud of the city and the way that it has showed up for a vision of a stronger city where all of our neighbors can live where they choose to belong in the safety that we provide for one another. This is a great city, and I'm so proud of the faith of the people that I stand shoulder to shoulder with.
There are some religious people, Christians, who are on the other side of this issue. When you talk to those people who would say, let immigrants come in, let them go through the proper process, what do you say to those people?
They have not reached out to me.
You have not had any, have you reached out to them?
Have I reached out to them? That's an interesting question. I have been called in this moment to proclaim the gospel, and I will continue to do that. I've received letters from people who are concerned about the way that I am ministering my faith, and I respond to them with deep compassion and thankfulness, because I believe that people operate on good faith, and that people are genuinely concerned for what is happening to this nation and this city. And I want to engage with them in the mutuality and love that I believe need to be fundamental if we're going to rebuild the city after what this administration is doing to it.
So you're now suing the Trump administration, saying this was a violation on your freedom of speech. What are you hoping comes out of that legal action?
I am hoping that there will be a permanent boundary with an administration that is notorious for its failure to keep good boundaries. And as we saw in the news just now, they have already violated that order. And this is a moment for people of conscience in America to see what is happening and to gather around our neighbors in solidarity, because we must protect each other. And I'm so grateful, again, for all of the valor of Chicagoans who show up with $40 of of protective gear against ICE agents and $50,000 of tactical gear and weapons, again, with nothing but prayers and chants, songs of liberation, and just words of good conscience.
Pastor Black, we appreciate you.
I think it takes a lot of guts for everybody who's out there. Okay. I think it does take a lot of guts for anybody who's going out there and speaking out and, of course, protesting in this situation. I think it takes a lot of guts. I'm going to keep it real. It takes a lot of guts because I'm sure a lot of people are scared to go out there and do what a lot of these people are doing right now. We live, like I said before, we live in some crazy, crazy times. And these protests have been getting very violent very quickly. Okay. We got to figure something out. And I think we need to start being, I don't know. I don't have the answers to all this. I could just put in my opinion. And I do agree with what the priest is saying. I think that we do need to be standing in unison towards a lot of things that are going on in this country that may be unjust, may be not right. And I'm not talking just about the ICE stuff. It could be beyond that, right? I think that there shouldn't be such a violent reaction on both sides of the spectrum, okay, both sides of the fence, about things that we do not agree with or things that are happening out here in this country right now as we speak. We do need to find a better way to communicate and stop this madness from going down.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.